Hi, I'm Lisa.
Welcome to my channel. This is my random recipes. These are the condiments. I'm currently working my way through the sauces. Today's recipe is called tomate sauce. It's kind of like a marinara, but not quite the same. Today's recipe is one of the 5 mother sauces. The mother sauces are sauces that are used to make other sauces. There are 5 different mother sauces. The first one is bechamel or white sauce. In my family, learning to make a bechamel or white sauce is just a rite of passage. You're not sent off into the world unless you know how to make a white sauce. If you can make a white sauce, you will never go hungry. It starts with butter or other fat and flour to make a roux, and then it's thinned down with milk. Next is velouté. Velouté is similar to a bechamel, but instead of just using milk, you can also use broth to thin it down. And this is something that's often used for things like chicken pot pie. So those are the 2 that I know how to make. There are 3 other ones that I have never made. The first one is espagnole. It is, again, similar to a velouté, but it includes tomato puree and mirepoix, which is onions, carrots, and celery. And there's hollandaise. Hollandaise is traditionally used with eggs benedict. And then finally there's tomate sauce, which is tomate sauce. It is similar to marinara, but it begins with a roux and can include pork or vegetables to give it more flavor. I have made bechamel, I have made velouté, but I never made the other 3 mother sauces. Today I'm going to try to learn the tomate sauce. I'll be working over at the stove, so we'll be moving over there in just a moment. Let's go ahead and get to work. So first we're going to make the tomate sauce. And the tomate sauce gets made into another sauce, and today that's going to be Puttenesca. So we'll talk more about that as we go. Here's my big saucepan. I wasn't sure how much space I was going to need. I erred on the side of caution and use the big one. So we start off with half a cup of oil, and I'm using olive oil. This is extra virgin olive oil. And then we're supposed to saute the onion in the oil. All right, so the heat's come up pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and put the onions in. This is 1 medium onion chopped up. And we're supposed to saute this. I want the onions to get soft. Beginning to soften up, so they look pretty good. It's been about 4 or 5 minutes, I guess, altogether. So now I'm going to add, this is 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. We'll saute that for about another minute until we smell the garlic. Now we're going to add in 1/3 cup of flour. And this is making a roux. And add our tomatoes. This is 4 Roma tomatoes. They're cut up. I did peel them. And then we have 1 jalapeno pepper, cleaned and diced. 1 cup of water. The recipe says 5 cups. Whoever wrote this recipe has a note in there that they reduced the water to about 1 cup. So this is just a little over 1 cup of water. I'm going to add that in now. The recipe does call for 2 teaspoons of salt, but because of what we're going to be adding to the recipe for the Puttenesca, let's leave out the extra salt. We don't really need that. We have 1.5 teaspoons of oregano, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 bay leaf. Now we're supposed to let this cook until the tomatoes are soft. It has been about 11 minutes. I did cheat a little bit. I added 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce to my tomate, so it'll be a little bit more red because it was pretty pale. So now we're going to turn this mother sauce, this tomate sauce, into Puttenesca. In order to do that, we add a few more ingredients. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of basil. This is dried basil. So this is something new to me. I bought these this week. They're kind of a specialized purchase. This is oil-cured black olives, or you can substitute Kalamatas. They had the pit, so I had to cut them off the pit. And this is about 1/2 jar of those special olives. I'll go ahead and put those in. These are kind of a luxury item. Next is a teaspoon of anchovy paste. You'll get the flavor of the umami flavor without biting into fish. And then it just kind of dissolves into the sauce. Next is 1.5 teaspoons of capers. Now these were kind of large capers, and I was told to not only drain my capers, but to rinse them. So I rinsed them and then drain them again. This is 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. So this is probably going to be a little bit on the spicy side. I'm supposed to use 2 tablespoons of Italian parsley. It's supposed to be fresh, but apparently I forgot to chop mine, so I'm going to just use dry. So I'm going to stir that in. I'm going to let this cook just a little bit longer, and we'll give this a try. I'm back over my counter. I've got the food assembled. We'll turn the camera down so you can see what I've got, and then we can have a taste test. This is my Puttenesca, a little bit of garlic bread. I'm supposed to, of course, sprinkle a little parm on there. This is actually Pecorino Romano. I have some left over from my previous recipe. Oh, here we go. It's a little bit spicy. I want to make sure I get a piece of olive and a piece of tomato. One more taste. The predominant flavor is the spiciness. The anchovy is starting to kind of come through. It's really blended. It's like I said, the one thing that kind of stands out is the spiciness from the jalapeno. But overall, it's just a very rich, hearty meal. I mean, I could see that this would be very filling and very satisfying. I was kind of at a loss for what to serve with the tomate sauce. The sauce just by itself, not really a fair test. I phoned a friend and we kind of bounced ideas back and forth. I ended up going online and looking things up, and I ended up coming up with the Puttenesca. It's a hearty, full-flavored tomato sauce made with pantry staples. It's supposed to be quick and easy to throw together. I have had Puttenesca one other time. It was at a restaurant. I remember it being a hearty sauce. I do remember it being very salty. That's why I was kind of cutting back on the saltiness today, because I didn't want to be overwhelmed by that. But then it has anchovies and capers and olives in it, so why wouldn't it be salty? I've got one other thing here I'm going to try. This one is the oil cured black olive. It's got a pit in, so I'm going to try this out. It is very pungent. Oh, it has a strong flavor. Definitely very salty. Now, it's supposed to be similar to a Kalamata, in that you can substitute Kalamata for the Puttenesca, because the other olives are kind of spendy and not necessarily available in every store. The Kalamata are juicier, you have more moisture, not quite as pungent as the oil cured. My next recipe is also going to be a phone a friend recipe. It's a savory sauce. Please come back for that. It's kind of difficult to make the condiment be the star of the show. The foods I put it on or put it with tend to end up being the star of the show. Believe it or not, we're nearing the end of the condiments. We have a few more recipes to go, but we're starting to wind down in this series. And it has been a bit of a long one. I will include the ingredients and the preparation for the tomate sauce and the Puttenesca in the description below. I want to say welcome to my new subscribers, and I want to say thank you to those of you who keep watching my videos week after week. I really do appreciate you. And then Chris, thank you for helping me bounce ideas back and forth. I really do appreciate your help. Thank you to all of you very much. My stand mixer now has a name. Her name is Mac, M-A-K. I really put a lot of thought into the name for her. I considered naming her something that would, because it's red, I was trying to work something like that into the name. I considered some of the names suggestions that my viewers sent to me. Ultimately, I went with Mac because it's a young woman in my family who has a lot of energy and a lot of promise, and we're expecting tremendous things from her, kind of like how I'm expecting things from my stand mixer. If you have any questions or other feedback for me, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I really do like hearing from you. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. It helps my channel to continue to grow, so I really do appreciate that. Thank you for joining me on my journey through the condiments and through the sauces specifically. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.